everyone, I'm Larissa. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be looking at the Pro Lip Palette by MAC. So currently Ulta and MAC are now collaborating, so Ulta will be selling MAC products. This was part of their one-day flash sale, so it was half price, but they will still be carrying it, so it will be on their website. Also, some of you may follow Laura Lee, and she did do some swatches on this palette already, and I know she was wearing one of the colors, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over all the colors, and we're going to swatch them, and we're going to do a little first impressions. So let's get started. So as you can see, this is an all nude palette. So we have some pink nudes, we have some brown nudes, but let's get started. We're going to start with one of our darker shades. So this looks like it has a little undertone of red in it, or a little bit of the burnt orange. So let's see how this one is. So first I'll swatch it. So as you can see, just like I said, it looks like a redder undertone or a little bit of a burnt orange nude. But let's see how this looks on the lips.
Fucking no.
Today we'll be using the e.l.f. retractable lip pen. It's just a little lip brush. So it looks like this. So one thing I did notice about this palette when I had first put it on, when I got it a couple days ago, is that this palette does not do good cold, which you can say about most makeup, but this, like, especially did not do anything when it was cold. It barely swatched. You couldn't see it on my lips. So this does have to be somewhat warm when you use it, just so you guys know. So what I'm seeing with this one is it does have a little bit of a sheerness to it, but it does seem like it is buildable. So on the lips, it does look a little bit pinkier than the swatch does, but let's see a close-up of it. So now we'll move on to our next shade. So we're going to do this one right in the palette, right under the redder one. So this one looks like a more pinky toned brown. It's a little bit cooler than the other browns in this palette. So let's see how it is. So already I can see that this one definitely reads a little better on my lips. I do have a lighter skin tone, so some of these don't look as bold as they might on other skin tones. So I am liking this one. I do think I like it a little bit more than the first one. So again, it seems like this does read a little bit more pink on my lips. I'm not just sure if the pigment doesn't show as much in the palette as it does when it's on, but it is definitely a little bit more pinkier than it appears in the palette. But let's see a close-up of this one. And now we'll see a swatch of it before we move on. So this one actually reads on the skin very nice. So you can see that that one does have a lot more pink in it than the last one. So now we're going to move on to the next one. So this one is more of a brown. So this one seems like a darker brown, so a little bit more of a warm tone than the other browns in the palette. So first we'll swatch it. So this one right here, it is more of a warm tone brown nude. But let's see how that reads on the lips. So this one does show up a lot better on my lips again than the first one did, and a little bit more than the last one did, but I do think that's because it's a browner nude. So let's see a close-up. So as you guys have probably noticed by now, I do have pretty small lips, and my boyfriend makes fun of me all the time for them, but I still like to try to wear as many lipsticks as I can, even though they are so small. So you can make fun of me or not. I know they're small. So next, we're going to be trying this one on the other side. So this one looks like more of a mauve-y nude. So let's swatch this first. Here's a swatch of this one. So as you can see, it does have a little bit more red undertone in it, but it does look like a little bit of a cooler tone rather than the first brown one that we had right here. And it is more similar to the red one that we did first. Ooh, first impressions of this one, it does not read as dark on the lips as it does in the swatch. But again, this one is buildable like some of the other colors that don't come off as easy on the lips as they did in the swatch. Now let's see a close-up. Moving on to the last two colors of the palette that are right here. So these ones are way more pink tone than they are than the rest of them. And the feeling that I'm having even before swatching them is that these ones are going to be a little bit more sheer than the other ones just because they are so light. But who knows? Let's see. So we will be swatching this pink one first. So on the skin, it's not as sheer as I thought it would be, but it is not as pigmented as the rest of them are. But we'll see how it looks on the lips. And just so you all know too, I am cleaning my brush in between, just so we get an accurate, an accurate put on the lips. So this one definitely wasn't as sheer as I thought it was going to be. It definitely does come off on the lips as a pinkier tone, and this one is a fun springtime one. So I am looking forward to being able to use this in the upcoming months since we are so close to summer. And now for the last one. So this one, it's going to be this one right here. I know I keep holding the palette the wrong way, but you guys get it. So this one is way more shimmery than any of the other ones. Most of the other ones are all matte, except this one actually. So let's see a swatch of it. So this one is somewhat what I thought it was going to be. It is more of a sheer pinky color. It doesn't have a ton of pigment to it, but you can see those shimmers in there. And now for the lips. So this one definitely is extremely sheer, just like we saw in the swatch. So I would probably recommend using this more of as a topper to like a matte lipstick, or even to one of the lips in the other, in the rest of this palette. Use it as a topper to these. But that's totally up to you. This is a nice, probably everyday lippy, so if you're just going to work and you don't want a ton of lip color, this is probably something that would be more your speed. But let's see a close-up. So my first impression is I do really love this palette. Seeing it online, it did look a little bit darker than it does in person, so just as a fair warning. Again, Laura Lee did do an Ulta live on Instagram, so some of you did see it there, and I don't think her swatches were as pigmented as they are in person, so that's another thing to just keep in mind. But all of these do wear like a regular lipstick, so they're not kiss proof. They're not going to last the entire day. They're definitely something you're going to have to touch up throughout the day. And they're not drying in any way. They do feel just like a regular lipstick. So just so you guys know that as well. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will be posting an insider's look on Larissa. So if you do want to know a little bit more about me, why I started this YouTube channel, you can go watch that video. I will link it below. And I will also leave a link to the palette as well as to the brush that I used. But thank you so much. Do leave comments if you guys do want to see anything in particular on my channel, because I am new and I do want to do what you guys want to see. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.